put the light on. Hi everybody, welcome to ABC Gluten Free. We're glad you're joining us today. We have a really exciting show planned for you today, and we have a few guests in our audience, so we're very excited. And today is our pie party. So we just wanted you to join us in our pie. Today is called the apple of my pie, and its pun is intended. So we're making apple pie and a couple other things, so stay tuned, don't go anywhere. And make sure you BYON, right, Sophia?
Bring your own napkin.
Bring your own napkin because you're going to be drooling. We have our napkins with us and our forks, and of course I have my amazing helpers, Sophia and Jeremiah. And of course Jeremiah's usually cooking on the back burner like you guys know, and Sophia's up here helping with me. We'll be bouncing back and forth, but we're going to get started because we have a lot of work to do, and we have a lot of crusts to make for our pies, and we have company coming, so we don't want to disappoint them with no pie on our pie party. You ready? You ready, Jeremiah? You're going to go cook the bacon in the back, okay? We're going to make an apple pie. It's a special pie that we're going to be making in honor of my grandmother and my mother. And it's used with Granny Smith apples, which we have ready to go in our acidulated water. But first we're going to make our dough. We're going to make our gluten-free crust. And you guys know I have my almighty box here. We're going to be using the almighty box. You ready to make crust? All right, let's go. All right, so first for the crust, it's very simple. What? Yeah, well, that's an old bowl, Sophia. You want to show them the dents? We're going to use about 3 cups of our gluten-free flour. I'm just going to eyeball it. You want me to get you dirty? No, right. And we're so thankful we have our friend Stephanie here today, and we have a bunch of people coming over later for our pie party. So we hope you stick around. And if you need a drink of water or something, hurry up and go get it. I don't think so. Ask Grandma if she's coming over.
Grandma, are you coming over?
Are you coming for apple pie? Come on, Grandma. All right, so we have our flour in our bowl, and we're just going to add, where we put our, I got it in the refrigerator because you have to keep the butter cold. Want to grab the butter? Irish butter. All right, we're going to just cut the butter into the dough. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Good girl. You can add 1 teaspoon of baking powder if you want a little bit of a fluffy crust. If you want a flatter crust, then don't add the baking powder, okay? So 1 teaspoon of baking powder. I'm going to leave that open so I don't hurt myself. I'm going to do a pinch of salt. Slow down, slow down. Pinch of salt, right? You got that, Sophia? Here, you're going to need this in a minute, okay? We're going to add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of our raw organic sugar. Oh, wrong one. You can stop, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, and a little tiny bit more, okay? And we're going to also use some of the sugar to put on top of our apple pie when it's ready. Before we put it in the oven, of course. All right, you ready for the butter? We're going to use about 3 to 4 tablespoons of butter, and more if we need to, because we almost double the recipe because we want a bottom and a top, because we want a really yummy apple pie. All right, you ready? I'm going to start cutting it in, and you're going to blend it. All right?
I don't have the knife mark on.
Yeah, that's okay. You just don't touch the knife, right? Start blending. You want your butter to stay cold, and you don't want to touch it too much because then it's going to get melted, and then your dough will be really, really loose. You're going to refrigerate this for about 15 to 30 minutes, depending upon how much time you have during the day. If you want to make this up ahead of time, you can make it 2 or 3 days ahead and leave it in the refrigerator. Can I cut first and then you blend? All right. We get the sugar in there? Yeah. Sometimes we forget what we put in there.
I don't.
No, Sophia never forgets, and she's always hungry. You hungry? You excited for the pie party? We're so excited we have our friends coming. Yay, it's pie day. What kind of pie do you like? Sophia picked this pie, actually. What was your pick?
Bacon.
Bacon. She picked apple cheddar bacon pie. But because we have our guest here that doesn't eat meat, we're going to put the bacon on the side, nice and crumbly, crispy, and we'll add that with a little bit of either agave or maple sugar, and we'll put that on top as our little topping. We just have to remember to do that at the end because we forget a lot of the time to put our little toppings on. Let me help you? Not that way. Never this way. Always this way. Always the back of the knife, okay? You don't want to dull the knife, all right? Just keep going because it'll eventually all come off. Keep going. You want me to do it now? All right, so we're just blending our butter and our gluten-free flour and our sugar and a little bit of baking powder.
Salt.
Salt, thank you. Now once we get that to crumbly, now if you have a food processor, it takes 2 seconds. But we have fun, so we're doing it the long way. You don't have to do it the long way. This pie will take you about 10 minutes to make. All right, so we're just blending up our flour. We're going to kind of take off the butter and everything that's sticking. Keep blending until it gets a little bit coarse. You still want to see the chunks of butter, but you want it to be a little bit coarse. Now to add a lot more flavor to our dough, we're going to be using our beautiful apple cider that we got at Wegmans. Okay, and we have that ice on ice, so we're going to add that to our dough. Sophie, do you want to blend now or no? We're just going to be balling it together now. Are you ready to do that? All right, hold on. All right, so you can change out your utensil now. You want to use a wooden spoon or something. You can use your hands if you want. Sophia's going to give me a little bit of apple cider at a time. Go ahead, give me about half a cup. Not the ice, though.
Ice came out.
Yeah, you can keep the ice because we're going to use that later. All right, so she's giving me a little bit. I'm going to start to mix it. Hold on 1 second. Don't give me any more. Just want to show them how it's starting to get crumbly and starting to come together. It's going to form a ball, hopefully, if all goes well. Okay, more water. Apple cider. Now, putting the apple cider in the dough instead of the ice water really gives it that beautiful apple flavor. That's really just speaks fall to us. So we want to have a nice fall pie. Go ahead, more. If you guys are going apple picking now, this is the perfect pie to make. Okay, stop. That's it. Okay, so now we're just going to get that all together, and we don't want to really touch it too much because we don't want that butter to get melted and gross. It's going to reform itself in the refrigerator if we give it a little bit of time. All right, I think that's enough water, honey. Thank you. Apple cider. Thank you. Put that down. All right, so now I'm just going to get it so if you have a food processor, it's going to take 2 seconds, and it's going to form a ball with your iced water or your apple cider. But now's the time you have the apple cider in the store. It's fresh. There's like beautiful, delicious, organic apple ciders. They come in so many different flavors now. There's Honeycrisp, there's Granny Smith, there's Royal Gala. You can get pretty much any flavor you want. All right, so now I'm just going to take the rest, and I'm going to really just use my fingers now. Now's the time to take off the rings, I guess. Got to get rid of all that stuff. And we're going to just make sure we get a little bit of flour on our hands before we go all the way in. So I just took the flour from the side of the bowl, and then I'm going to blend it all together. Sophie, you ready? I'm going to get Mommy a baggie. Oh, actually, never mind. We're going to do it this different. We're going to actually put this right onto the pie plate and put it in the refrigerator and let it get really nice and chilled. Then we're going to add our apples to it, which is going to be so delicious. All right, so, no, we don't. You want to get Mommy the plate. Now, before you use the plate, it's right there, honey. Before we use our plate, we have to wet it. You can wet it with ice water, you can wet it with the apple cider, or you can wet it with some butter.
Should I wet it with the apple cider?
You can use your fingers. Just dip your fingers in there. All right, so now you see our dough is a nice ball. We have a beautiful dough. And we actually wanted to make 2 because we want to have a top and a bottom, but we might not have enough to do both, so we might just do little cutouts on top. We'll see. We need a little bit more flour. It's a little too sticky. Okay. Would you get the cutter for Mommy? You know the dough cutter? No? Okay. All right, so we're going to take this, put it there for a minute. We're going to move our stuff. We're going to need that later, so we're just going to put it there for now because we're making several doughs today. All right? What do you think of that? Nice? Let's move this out of the way.
Should I put it on the plate?
Not yet. Nope, we got to cut it. All right, so we're just going to sprinkle a little dough on a little flour on our...
Can I put it on the plate after that?
Not yet. We have to cut it first.
I know.
Oh, after. No, Mommy's probably going to have to do that. All right, so I'm going to cut it about just a third a piece off for the top. Hopefully I can roll it out nice and thin. But this morning when I woke up, I forgot to check the parchment paper and the other stuff, so we actually were out But you guys know how much I love brown bags, so today we're going to use the brown bag. Alright, Sophia, Mommy's going to roll it out. You ready? Just going to take some of this flour away. Yeah, hold on, let me just get started. I got to feel it and everything, you know? You know what I'm saying? Alright. Let's bring some flour to you. You got to go easy because this is a soft dough, not a hard one. Remember what I told you? Okay. Off comes the jewelry. Alright, so now I'm going to actually start this one because we want to get both of them ready to go on to our apple pie. If you guys are making apple pies this fall, this dough is really super easy. This crust, you can use it for anything. Now we want to make sure we get it into a round shape, okay, honey? Okay. We don't want, and wait 1 second because I don't want it to stick. Hold on. Let's see. We have our brown paper bag. You guys know how much I love brown paper bags. They're good for everything. Parchment paper sometimes is really super expensive, and they coat it with soybean oil, which definitely is not happening in our house. Hold on. Go get the scraper, the pie scraper. You know what I mean? Alright, so if it starts sticking, it's no problem because what you're going to do is you're going to roll it over the rolling pin. Make sure you have floured hands. And we actually can just pull. You know where it is, honey? It's right there, yeah. We're going to get our pie scraper. Alright, hold on. Wait, Mommy's going to do this. Alright, what you want to do is make sure you have flour on that. We're going to pull it up. Move your fingers for 1 minute. Now we're just going to use this parchment paper, this paper bag, to really roll it out. The rest we're going to do, we're going to put it right onto the bowl, right onto the plate. Alright, so now, Sophia, you can roll it out. And you know what? We're going to, hold on, we're going to have a little messy. Let's fix it. And don't worry, this is very forgiving. You can just kind of put it back together. Alright, so you're going to roll it out a little bit. Make sure we get all those things patched up. Yep, it's okay. When your hands are sticky like that, you can't touch the dough. You have to flour them.
My hands are sticky.
Alright, so flour a little bit.
They're not sticky.
They're not sticky? Okay, now roll out a little bit. Make sure you have nice flour. I smell bacon in the back, so that means Jeremiah's getting it all ready. We're going to actually leave that for the top of the apple pie. Okay, you're rolling too hard. Remember what I said? Now look at the shape of the plate and the shape of our dough. We have to go around, right? We have to make it round.
Okay.
We're going to spread it all the way out. I think Mommy will do the rest of this, okay? And then I'll let you do more of the other one. So we're just kind of making it the shape of the plate because we want to be able to flip this over right onto the plate. Watch your fingers, okay? Now, if you want really thick crust, you're going to have to double your recipe. I like it kind of thin and crispy. I don't like too much crust where you have not enough apples, not enough crust, and then everybody leaves their crust in their plate, which I don't like. That means that there was too much. You've got to have a good ratio, as my husband would say. So when I was little, my mom used to make this apple pie that was almost like deadly. She made it with sour cream, right? And what else?
Apples.
Apples, I know that. And what else? You used to put cheddar cheese on one of them?
Yeah.
Which one did you put slices of cheddar cheese on?
Oh, that was when we made
That was different
the
pies.
Remember
Yeah.
that apple bomb?
Yeah, so today we're kind of doing a mixed version of that. We're doing apples with some Irish cheddar into the actual pie. And then on the side we're going to have our crispy bacon. So that's just a little combination of things that we tweaked it a little bit. But I remember when she would make that pie and it would be like, because she didn't really bake that much, that would be like a spectacular treat for us. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to flip this over. Watch out, honey, too. Onto our plate. Alright, and then we're going to pull back as best we can. And if you have to, you just need to flour your fingers a little bit and press that dough together so it doesn't stick. Now, you guys know that when I use the paper bags, they're my favorite thing for a couple reasons. They're very inexpensive. Parchment paper is really super expensive. You can almost reuse them again sometimes. And you can also bake in them. So if you want to leave this on, if you weren't, we could have flipped it over and did it the other way and left it right on there. And this would have baked right in. And then we would have just been able to pull it right off the plate, which is what we might have to do today because it's getting a little sticky. When you have hot fingers, hot blood, you kind of melt all that good butter in there. So let's see if we can pull back something. What do you think? We need more flour. when your hands get real sticky, you really have to keep reflouring them. And then we're just going to kind of stick it to the plate. Can you move a little bit? You break your arm right there. Actually, I'll turn. See, if you have a hole, you're just going to patch it up. Don't worry about it. A little sticky. Stick my hand back in the flour and back onto the plate. Now, if you see when I pull back, I have some left. That's okay. I'm just going to pick it off. Wow, I got a big piece here. Okay, let's go with that. You go where you have the least resistance, right? Right, baby girl?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We're going to have to patch this up. What do you think? The more you flour the paper bag, the better off you are, because it won't stick. So now we have a pretty much, we're going to have to do this. What do you think? Flip it over. Now hopefully it didn't stick on this side, which it did. So we're going to have to go back the other way that we were going. Okay, here we go. We have enough to patch, so we'll be patching up. All right, let's just pull it back. What do you think, Sophia? Want to roll it up again? Start over? Wow, we have a mess here. Okay. All right, let's take it, press it in. We're going to just patch up our boo-boos here. We need a little bit more flour. See, when the dough starts to get hot, it really just makes it very difficult for you to use. So we might have to make another batch of this dough. It figures we're having a pie party and our pie is falling apart. Where is everybody? Help! Okay, so what I'm going to do is just patch up. Sophia's going to help me with that. I'm just going to keep using the flour so it doesn't stick to my fingers. And we're going to actually place it so it's perfectly right on the plate. And you'll know that it's homemade by the way that it looks. All right, we're almost there, almost there. This took a little bit longer than I had expected. Normally we would have a dough ready in the refrigerator, but we didn't do that today because we thought it would be fun. Not this one. I don't have this one in there. All right, so now we've patched our plate here. Let me just show you real quick. You get everything off, Sophia? Need a little bit right here. Alright, so we patched our plate and we've got all the dough on there. So now Sophia's going to put this in the refrigerator just so we can get done with this. Sorry, can you put that in the fridge? Here, wait, let's take this off right here. Alright, now I'm going to just kind of straighten my hair. You got it? Can you do it? Alright, so I just rinsed off my hands and then we're going to kind of get started on that next piece. What do you want to do, little apples on top? Alright, put that in the refrigerator now, please.
Can you open the door?
Yeah. Go. Okay, ready? Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to flip our piece over. We're going to just put a little bit more flour. And we're going to roll out so we can make a little bit of, we have little apple cutouts we can do. Want to do apple cutouts? Yeah, we need a lot more flour though, okay? Let's put some here. When you have your flour, always keep some with you. Some on the bench for extra. Alright, now this is really soft. If you wanted to, if you had time, which we don't have, you want to roll it out and then cut out the apples and let it sit, let it rest so that that butter can harden back up again. Alright, you want to do some cutouts? Here, I'll give you the apple. We're going to do little cute apples on the top of our apple pie. Alright. Cut out a couple apples, then we're going to let that sit in the refrigerator and then we'll go. What do you mean no? You're not going to let him cut it?
What?
What?
Let me do one. Just one.
Wait, stop. Don't slam them, please. No, just leave them. Just leave them. Here, first we're going to flour our little apple. Let Jeremiah do some, please.
One.
No, he can do more than one. Share your responsibilities. So when you cut out the little apples, you can see the really cute little apple pie crust. It's going to be yummy on the top of your apple pie. Put them on here, honey. You want to make sure you keep flouring that because really gluten-free products really absorb, they suck it in. So you have to be careful to mix the wet and dry, and I play that game every week, and you guys know it, the wet-dry game. So you want to make sure you're keeping it balanced so you can actually do what we're doing and make cutouts, and don't slide it like that. Just keep cutting, and then we'll pull them all up when we're ready. Keep cutting, there you go. Don't put them on top of each other, nope. We don't want them to stick. So we need about 12, because we want to make at least a round circle on the outside and a round circle on the inside, and then maybe one in the middle. So that would be about 12. Why don't you cut out over here? Jeremiah, don't do that, just leave it alone. When you do that, you mess it up, like. Yeah. That's what? We got one apple, that's a little crazy. Alright, you good? That's good. Turn it around. Here, turn it this way. Here you go. Alright, don't put that here. Leave it in the back for now, please. Alright, so we can have room for maybe one or two more. Alright, Mommy will finish. And then we can lift up that dough. If you want to re-roll it, you can. We don't have time for that today, but you have plenty of dough to re-roll. Jeremiah, could you get me a plate for this? So we're going to pull up the rest.
Small plate?
To fit this on it, so it's got to be a square plate if you have one, please. Alright, so now we've got our little apples ready. This one's a little yucky, so we're going to put it here. You have a little bit of dough if you want to re-roll it, but we don't have to do that. Alright, ready? Alright, so we're just going to put that in the fridge. Let's put them all to the middle. Alright, put that in the fridge, and then we're going to get started on cutting our apples. We're going to put them right onto the pie plate. You ready? Jeremiah, you could take out the pie plate. This will be fun later. We'll save that. Alright, let's move this out. Alright, so ultimately you would let that chill for as long as you can tolerate. 15 to 30 minutes, 30 minutes at the most. Unless you're going to do it the next day. Then you're going to put it in plastic wrap, cover it, and take it out when you're ready. Alright, so we have our apples. We have them in acidulated water, which is really just a fancy term for lemon water. And that just keeps them from going brown. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to slice them right into the... No, we're not doing that. Oh, we're not doing that. We're going to slice them right into the center. What? Why don't you get a cutting board and you can cut right here. We don't need that. Alright, we have about, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8 apples. We got a dozen just in case. But we're going to fill up that pie plate. You ready? Okay, you both want to cut?
Yeah.
Here you go.
Wait, shoot this one.
And I'll use my little knife.
Here, you can use that.
You don't have to core the apples because it doesn't really matter. It's just another extra step that you don't really need to do. But if you want to cut around the edges and then just slice right into the pie. Now, this is the story. If you want crunchy apple pie, leave them thick. If you want mushy like applesauce pie, cut them up really thin and small.
Crunchy.
So it's up to you. So you want chunky, then we're going to make big pieces of apples. If you want mushy like applesauce pie, then cut them thin or small. Alright, and you don't need to place them beautiful on the thing. It's up to you if you want to. Jeremiah usually does, so he's going to do that. How about we cut them and you place them?
Okay.
And when you're placing them, you can do a fan if you want. You can start from the middle or the outside. It's up to you. And Jeremiah will definitely show you when he's ready. Right? Alright, so we have our apples still in our water. You're going to keep them in there until you need them. Otherwise, they'll turn brown. And if you have any yucky apples or little brown spots, it's really not that big of a deal because they're going into the pie. Unless it's something like you really can't tolerate, like that little piece right there. You're going to cut it out and get rid of it. I don't like to waste anything, so you know me. I'm even going to use the apple skins when I'm done. I'm going to cook those down or dry them out and use them for the apple fiber. Here. And we don't want to waste any apples, so we're going to use all of it. Alright, so Sophia, we gotta keep cutting so Jeremiah can place. You want to make sure you don't get any cores in there. Alright, we got gluten-free grandma laughing. She's hungry, but she's going to be mad if she didn't get any pie. Because we're working really hard over here and she's laughing at us. We have we couldn't find organic apples, which was very upsetting this week. So hopefully when we go apple picking, we're going to make another version of our pie. Jeremiah has to get done now and get in the oven. It has to. No fooling around. Don't take the apples off once you put them on, please. Alright, we have our oven at 375, and we really need to get going because we have a lot more work to do, you guys. We gotta go. Don't do that. You're going too fast with the knife, okay? Jeremiah, just throw the apples in there like Grandma Martin used to do. Just throw the apples in there. Just throw it in there. Now inside the actual pie, we're gonna just sprinkle some sugar, a little bit of apple cider, and we're gonna put a little bit of butter in there. So that's gonna be really delicious. All right, come on, Jeremiah, just throw the apples in there. We don't have time for that.
Yeah, I did.
It's very nice. You did a really cute decoration, but now we're gonna throw the apples in there. Come on, baby girl, throw the apples in. Hey, no eating. All right, come on, throw the apples in. The more apples, the better. Come on, throw the apples in. You'll be all right. You did a nice decorating on the bottom. It's beautiful. All right, let's go. We have more apples to cut. Jeremiah, you can actually get the sugar. Oh, wait, I have it right here. Never mind. So we want to keep them a little chunky. You guys can cut them however you want. You want to cut them into chunks like you're making applesauce. Don't put any too brown stuff in there, Jeremiah. We don't want that. All right, so we have one more apple. Sophia's onto it. We're getting started. We're getting rolling, and we're almost good to go with this in the oven. All right, I have a little bit of sugar I'm going to put. I'm going to do about 1 tablespoon. Sprinkle it on the top. This is organic raw sugar. If you want to, you can put a little bit of cinnamon inside. My husband doesn't like the cinnamon, so guess what? We have a little bit of our apple cider. Just a little bit. Take the ice cube out. We don't need that. All right, Sophie, you want to get the apples out? And then we'll put them on top.
I can't cut.
Get the apples out, and we'll put them on top.
What apple?
The ones that we cut out of the crust. Jeremiah, can you stop playing around, please?
Yep.
Go get the apples that we cut.
What apple?
The ones we cut out of the crust, you silly. All right, so we're going to put the rest of the apple on top. And that's enough. We're done with that. We can save a little bit of chunk for the top of ours. We can toss it with we can toss that with the bacon. Okay, lay them on top nice. Why don't you start in a circle around the outside. And I'm actually going to cut a little bit of butter on the top. No, honey, like this. Like you were doing right there. All right, we're going to put a little bit of butter on that. We have our beautiful Irish butter, which goes perfectly with our little apple pie with our, we're going to put some Irish cheddar on that. This is our Irish cheddar.
The butt's in.
There we go.
All right, don't do any more. That's good. How's that good?
It's perfect.
We're going to just grate a little bit of our Irish cheddar, and we're going to sprinkle it on top. You need a little bit more? Hey, you can't eat. We're feeding other people today. Can't do that. All right, so a little bit more. If you guys never tried this Kerrygold Irish cheddar, it's so delicious. Yes. Yeah, not yet. That's later. All right, so we're going to pop this in the oven. Jeremiah's going to put it in 375 for about 20 minutes. Put the timer on. Hey, go wash your hands now. All right, now we're going to throw this away. We've used this bag till it's really can't use it anymore. So then I'm happy and I'll throw it away. All right. We're done with our Irish cheddar. we can actually clean up our mess because we're going to get started on our next item, which you guys are going to be loving. Wait till you see this. What, honey? Not yet. Wait, we might need this later, Jeremiah, so I'm going to leave it right here. Alright, you guys ready? Let's clean this up. What are you laughing at? I'm doing all the work today. You guys aren't doing anything.
Here, I'll do it.
No, I'm going to do this now because I started.
I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Where's look?
Alright, what's next? What do we have next? What do you think we're going to make?
Hazelnut! Chocolate hazelnut.
No. We're making a beach plum and goat cheese crostata.
Yummy!
Yummy. Now, these are beach plums right from our hometown. And thank you to my friend Kate because her mom was very gracious and gave me beach plums when I was not there, but she gave me a big pan of beach plums, so we made our beach plum jam. So we're going to make our crostata. We're doing the same dough that we did for the actual apple pie, and I'm going to show you that real quick. We're going to do the same thing we just did. Sophia's going to get to work. I'm not giving her a break. If you want to eat, you got to work, right? Right? Go wash your hands. That's what happens when you touch your face. Okay, so we have about 1.5 cups of our flour, our gluten-free flour, which is just our almighty bread box. We do the same thing. We're going to have a pinch of our salt. So if you missed it, you get in a replay. And now you can go get your pen and paper and write it down because I'm not putting them up on Facebook. So forget about it. And we have our sugar. And I want to just make a shout out to Nikki. Thank you, Gluten Free Irresistibly and Gluten Free Allergy Wellness event for hosting me last night and having our really fun webcast that we had. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody in Connecticut. Woo! Hope you come out to the Hartford Allergy event. We're going to be cooking. What are we making?
Penny
vodka. Yay! All right, now we need our baking powder. 1 teaspoon of baking powder.
Hey, don't make a mess.
You're making a
You
mess.
said go, 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 go.
All right, now we need to cut the butter. Sophia, put that down. We're going to cut in the butter. Now, if you guys missed this before, it's like a rewind. Here. The only thing with the crostata is we're going to roll it out onto the actual paper bag and we're going to bake it right in the oven like that. You ready for butter?
Can I
About
have
4 tablespoons of butter. Did we do the sugar already?
Yes.
We did, thank you. Sometimes we lose track. All right, here goes the butter. I can feel the butter's a little bit soft. So we might have to put this in the fridge, the crostata, for a little bit to chill the butter. Otherwise, you'll have like a pancake when you put it in the oven.
Wait, what's the
Crostata.
What's the
It's just an unformed pie, open face. You remember that? We do the summer squash crostata?
Ooh.
No.
Yeah, that's the one you like actually.
Oh.
You know, with the tomatoes and zucchini. You like that one.
Okay.
That one's really, really yummy. If you haven't tried that recipe yet, you have to do that ricotta summer select crostata. It's so good. All right, let's take this off of here. Sophia, what happened? We got a little bit of flour.
Yeah, it's butter.
All right, you want me to do it? You're doing a good job. Keep going. All right, so she's just going to blend that together. And we want to do it quickly because we want to hurry up and get that into the oven. Otherwise, we're in trouble. Are you ready? No, not yet. Not ready yet. We got to get that into there. We're going to bring all the sides in. Jeremiah, let go, please. Thank you. We're going to just scrape the sides. We want to make sure we get all that. Now, remember what I told you, because you're watching me do this with my 2 kids. You have a food processor. It takes 2 minutes. Okay, so don't fret. Just make it at home. Ready? Ice water, go. Start mixing. About 1/4 cup of ice water. Now for the crostata, we have our really amazing beach plum jam that I'm very excited about. We also have our goat cheese with honey, which we left out so we can make it really soft so we can spread it on the bottom of the dough. That's enough. Good. And we're going to get some of our flour ready because we might need some more when we roll that out. Yeah, you need a little bit more in there. Here, form that together. We're going to put some out here. And then we're going to get our pan ready. What we're going to do is our brown bag, we're going to butter that, and then we're going to put it right onto the pan, on the paper bag.
Time to use my fingers.
Alright, so here's our pan for our crostada. Here's our paper bag. See, we just cut it open. Jeremiah, you're going to actually oil that up, please. And I'll do this.
No. I got it.
Alright. Don't squeeze it. Just form it into a ball.
Where's the oil?
You have to get it. Alright, so now Sophia's doing a good job forming that into a ball. See? She's doing nice. Good. Now I like to roll it around the edges so I get all of the flour out of the bowl. Right. Careful, Jeremiah. You got something on there. Wipe it off. Looks like balsamic vinegar. Alright, this is a really nice ball of dough. Look at how nice that is. Thank you. Okay, you're done. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is just scrape the bottom, so I want to get all of the flour off. And I'm going to put that right onto our bench here. A little bit of flour. We're going to just form it. Jeremiah, you got to brush that, honey, please. No, Mommy's doing that. Now I feel it's really, really super soft. And I don't want to make a mess, but I want to have a really nice crostada. So, it's like hard if you keep touching it like I'm doing, but I really want to get it all together before I roll it out so it doesn't piece out. Okay, honey, that's good. Alright, so what we're going to do is right onto here, we're going to roll it out. Sophia, you ready?
Yep.
Yep. You're going to roll it out gently, remember, because it's what? Soft dough, and you want to make sure you flour up. So we're going to keep flouring her area here. Go out and in, out this way and that way, please.
Don't flour my hand.
Oh, that's okay. A little flouring never hurt. Too hard, too hard. Look. Push it out. Push it out. Push it out. Pull towards you and push it out. But you gotta go easy, not hard. Sophia's gonna be a flour.
That's
She's gonna
too
be like,
easy.
what's that white thing? The Michelin Man. Is that what it is?
The
That white thing?
The marsh?
Or the Pillsbury Doughboy. Okay, look, when you get it stuck like this, you can't do that. We want to press that back in gently. Every time you roll, we're going to have to flour, okay? You guys can see how sticky this dough is. You have to be really careful. I think Mommy's going to have to do this, honey. Yeah. Alright, so we're just going to roll it out. We're going to go very gently because we don't want this to break. Although we can fix it. It's not a big deal. So we're going out. It's odd shaped. That's crostada. It's not like a uniform pie. Just a free form. Alright, we need a little bit more flour. Jeremiah, can you open the box for me, please?
The box?
I'm going to just put some on. And I'm going to roll it. If you like it thin or thick, that's totally up to you. You have to decide. Take it over there, Andrew, please. Thank you. Alright, so we're almost there. This is looking really good. What are you doing? Alright. Now we have our sides that we're going to use. This is our crostada. Now we're going to do the goat cheese.
Can I do that and that?
You can do this, but not this, okay? We have the goat cheese, and what we're going to do is just kind of squash it out onto the crostada. It's a little bit soft, and also the dough is soft, so we really want to be careful that we don't rip into it. Sophia, what are you doing?
Smells like cream.
So I'm going to use the back of a spoon to try
Can I
to...
have that one? Is it from Ireland or
You can
something?
have this one, yeah.
Yay.
I'm going to spread it out as best as I can. Just little pieces all over. If you have to use your fingers, go right ahead. Now we want to leave an edge around here because we want to fold that in like a crostada. And if you want to, you can put this in the microwave. I don't like putting anything in the microwave, so I'm not going to do it, but you can really mash this up real hard to make it almost like a paste and really get it loose. What are you going to say? What were you going to say? Oh. But you want to say
I
something.
said it is a croissant.
This is a crostada, yep. That's what we're making. Alright, so we've got our goat cheese
Cheese?
Yep. Gonna put a little bit more on. We have a couple empty spaces. We want to get that on there. And this will get nice and melted in the crostata, so you don't have to worry about it being perfectly evenly distributed. It'll do that on its own, really. Thank you, honey. All right, now Sophia's gonna put on our beach plum jam. We're so excited. You can actually use a bigger spoon, honey. Yep, we sealed that. We actually did it the right way this time, so you gotta pop the lid off. Oh, there it goes, right in the drawer. Uh-oh. Grocery Grandma's gonna freak out. We got that right in the drawer. I'm gonna have to clean that. All right, so she's gonna stir it up a little bit. For our beach plum jam, I'm gonna tell you how simple this was. Other than pitting the plums, which was gluten-free. Grandma had a really good time doing that. Thank you. We actually cooked down the beach plums in our crock pot overnight. We let it go. Then we added some of our, you have to put a lot on there. We added some of our raw sugar, and we added our agar flakes to kind of stiffen it up a little bit. If you wanted more of a jelly, you put more agar flakes in there and let it cook. Then we actually sealed the jars. We heated the jars, we heated the jam, and then they seal, they do the suction, and you hear it pop. So we did that. Sophia's going to just spread it all out. Sophia's going to get it all, just don't go on the edges. We're going to fold it over into our crostata form. Hopefully we can do that tonight. What do you think? Let's keep going, we need more. That's not enough. And I don't want you to put it back in there though. And touching the goat cheese. So let's just pour. Okay. That looks like enough of our beach plum jam. I'm a little stingy with it too, so gotta be careful. Alright, so what we're gonna do is just push it around a little bit.
You can't be stingy when it's delicious.
Yeah, I know. Alright, now we have this nice. And if you could see that, hopefully you could see that. Alright, now I'm just going to fold in the edges. It's a little bit difficult, and you want to really get your hands again with that flour. Fold it over. Jeremiah, did you open it for me? Thank you. I'm going to put a little pile right here so I can just do that. I'm folding over the edges of our beach plum crostata. And you can see how nice it is to use the paper bag. It works out good. Oh, I have it here. There we go. I almost forgot. That one's really soft right there, Sophia. Whoa. What do you think about that? We must have pushed really hard on that spot. So if you can, you put this in the refrigerator for a little bit before you bake it. Alright, so here's our free-form crostata. We want to make sure we close up any holes. We don't want the jam leaking out. We want it all to stay inside of there. Yep, we'll take care of it. Sorry. Okay. Want to get the rest of those in there. Alright, so that is done. We're done with this. Now we're going to put it onto our pan. Ready? And we're going to sprinkle a little bit of sugar around the edges of the crust. Yep, you're just doing the crust, okay? Let's clean this up. Just the crust, not too much, guys.
Just the crust. Oh.
Easy, 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 easy. Gotta go easy.
No, you already did that. Go do it.
Jeremiah's keeping track of where she's going. So when you're done, you don't have to do the egg wash because the dough is pretty wet. And we didn't want to put eggs in this either because we wanted to keep it egg-free.
That's enough.
Sophia, that's enough. That's enough. Jeremiah's going to put this in the oven. We already have it on 375, right?
Yeah.
For about 15 minutes, that's going to start to bubble. It's going to be delicious. You love it? You squeezing me? All right, are we going to do the chocolate hazelnut?
Yeah!
Do we have time for that?
Yes.
What do we have in the oven right now, Jeremiah?
Apple.
We have apple pie cooking in the oven with our Dublin cheddar cheese on it. It's going delicious. We have some time, right?
Chocolate
Is
hazelnut.
the pie party after the show?
Yep. All right, the kids want to continue, so we did have a list of 4 things to make. Not yet. So we're gonna continue with our chocolate chestnut hazelnut.
Wow!
All right.
It's delicious.
Just a little.
It's
There's
so
no
good.
All right.
sugar
So
in
this is this is paleo friendly, I'll say, because we're using chestnut flour. We're using Dutch cocoa.
For this little boy.
Okay, stop. We're using hazelnuts and date sugar and eggs. So basically, it's a very simple thing. We actually made the dough already, but if you want to see it, should we show them or no? Should we show them how to make the dough or no? No, they don't want to show you. So guess what? We're not going to show you. So it's chestnut flour, cocoa powder, and let me read it to you if I have it over here. Let's see. I do. All right, so it's chestnut flour, butter, cocoa powder, raw sugar, and baking powder. All right, so that's very simple. It's similar to the other dough that we did. Jeremiah, take the dough out of the refrigerator and get the little mini cups. We're going to do little mini chocolate pies, and these are going to be yummy because you could just pop one in your mouth. We're going to top them with a little bit of powdered sugar. So here's our dough. Jeremiah, get the mini pan, and then we're going to grease our pan really
What
good.
is that?
This is the chocolate chestnut dough. Sophia's going to chop some hazelnuts while Jeremiah actually oils the pan. You ready to chop chestnuts? Hazelnuts. Get the chopper. Get the nut chopper. We have our really nice hazelnuts from nuts.com. We love nuts.com. They're so very good to us. And we love all their delicious products. Sophia, you can chop a little bit of those. So for the filling of the chocolate hazelnut, I'm going to show that to you. As soon as Sophia's done with those, you okay? We're going to just take a yolk. We'll use about 2 yolks. What's the matter?
I accidentally sprayed oil all over things.
Oh, okay. Somebody got sprayed with oil.
No, not at the people.
Oh, okay. I Miss Stephanie?
No, over there.
Oh, okay.
I can see the oil mark.
All right, what we have here is 2 yolks. We're going to use about 2 tablespoons of our date sugar, date syrup, whatever you want to call it. This is from the Israeli store, I think, right? This is natural date syrup, so it's a natural sweetener. They just really kind of compound those dates, cook them down, and really make a really nice, almost like a simple syrup or a balsamic reduction out of the dates, and that's really yummy. So we're actually going to just toss that around a little bit. Let me wash off Sophia's thing.
We wanna.
I need you to do that because I need the hazelnuts. We're going to put our hazelnuts right into here. We need more
Those
hazelnuts.
are
About,
the ones that are chopped.
I know, we need more. Keep going. We need about 1.5 cups of hazelnuts. I have a little bit over here from before when we were testing, so I'm going to toss those in there. I don't waste anything. All right. We're going to toss them around. Jeremiah's actually going to... Did you do all that? Right, now we're going to actually plunge these into here. And how you do that, obviously we need some more flour.
It's not on the floor. It's on
Don't
the
worry
wall.
about it. Don't worry about it. We're going to make a ball of dough. Put it into the hole. And... excuse me. I got something stuck in my throat. Where's my water? Here it is. Thank you, Sophia. Hold on. Clean your spot up first. All right, we're making doughs of ball. Balls of ball. What was that? Balls of dough.
Oh, well, how about that?
I think you're rushing. You need to stop. And we're going to put them right into here. And then we're going to actually have to really press hard. We have to flour our fingers a lot. Press down. And make a little cut out of our dough.
Can I do that?
Do it gently. And then we're going to fill that with our hazelnut. We have our egg yolk. We have our date syrup. Excuse me. And we have our chopped hazelnuts that Sophia chopped for us. All right, let's move this out of the way. We're making a mess. going to do the balls and he does
Jeremiah.
that.
Yeah.
They're working together. That's wonderful. I'm so happy. So if you guys are just tuning in right now, today we're making apple pie. We also have another thing in the oven. We have our beach plum crostata. And now we're making our chocolate hazelnut paleo pies, paleo-friendly pies, because we're just using the flour to actually get the dough out. But we could have used our chestnut flour and not used any flour at all, and that would have been paleo totally. Jeremiah, I hear bells dinging, so could you go take care of that, please? Or you want me to go? All right, so when you're actually forming these, you have to keep your fingers really floured. You want to go around the edges, and you don't want to hollow out the bottom. Yep.
Go look.
Okay, I'm going to go look. Don't press down so hard on the bottom that you don't have any on the bottom, because you don't want it, then it'll seep into the pan and then it'll stick and you won't be able to get it out. So we're going to leave this here. I'll be right back. I'm going to chop. Wow, it's looking awesome.
Oh, look at that one.
Our apple pie is looking really good. The cheese is starting to melt on top, which is our Irish cheddar, our Dubliner. It looks delicious. The crust needs to cook a little bit more, and if you start to notice that it gets really brown around the edges, you can cover just that portion with some foil and continue to let those apples in the middle part cook. Because sometimes the apples being on top of that pie crust, that center doesn't cook as well. And you can always do a separate crust if you want. Cook the bottom, then put the apples on, and then put it in if you want to cook the apples first. All right, you guys ready? We also have our beach plum crostata in there, which is looking good, but it's got to cook a little bit longer. It's going to take about 10 or 15 more minutes. All right, so we have our cups made. Look at the kids did their cups. They love to stick their fingers in dough, so let them do it. We want to make sure we fill in the bottom because we don't want the bottom seeping out. I don't like when that happens. Stop, please. Thank you. All right, I'm just going to push down. There's some at the bottom that's empty. My mom makes these pecan cups that are unbelievable and walnut ones for the holidays, so we kind of took the recipe and turned it into something that Jeremiah could have without having trouble with his nose and his sinuses. All right, so we're just kind of pressing on the sides. Sophia, get a spoon out, please. We want to just make sure it's kind of equal around the edges and the sides.
Are you gonna go like that?
Nope, we're actually just going to fill them like this. You're going to take a little bit of the filling. Okay, wait, let me show you. A little bit of the filling and leave it. And then a little bit of the filling in the next one. And then leave it. Okay, you got it?
I got it.
Let me take this away. And this dough actually makes really good cookies. If you want to make cookies out of this, they're really good, right? You like these? What? What's that? All right, I'm going to save that dough for later because we know that we're going to use it. We don't let anything go to waste. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this.
No.
And then this one. I took it.
All right, I'm going to get started on the toppings for our apple pie. I don't want to forget those. You can do a couple different things. We have our coconut caramel syrup, which we made prior. And that really is just the Cocomels or caramel that we made homemade and a little bit of coconut milk. We let that cook. We put that in our container. Jeremiah, would you get the coconut caramel syrup out? We let that cook down and then we just pour it into one of our old syrup bottles and we keep it for whenever we want it. So this is our caramel coconut syrup. It just kind of looks like regular syrup. We're also going to do the bacon because we love bacon. Now Miss Stephanie doesn't eat bacon, so we're going to keep it away from her pie. But Jeremiah, we're going to need the bacon and I'm going to chop that up, alright? Is this all filled? All filled? Hold on, we got to show everybody. You're excited about what? Bacon?
Bacon.
Alright, don't
Show
touch
them
the bacon.
beautifully
They don't need to
cooked
see the
bacon.
bacon.
The beautifully cooked bacon.
Alright, here are our chocolate hazelnut pies. Stop. Our chocolate hazelnut pies are filled and ready to go. Stop. Jeremiah's going to put those in the oven, 375 for about 12 minutes. They cook really quick. Alright, now we got to clean up our mess. It is. Alright, now, wow. Every time I slip. Did you guys see me last time? I almost went under, right? It's the same spot every time. Now she's cracking up. She's not going to stop laughing. The two of them are going to go. The last time I slipped, I hit my leg and I got black and blues.
Really?
All right, let's clean up our little space here. Can you move that stuff, please? This is why I slip, because I do this and wipe it down and everything goes right below my feet. So I'm actually going to drop a towel there so I don't slip anymore. All right, so for our toppings for our apple pie, we're going to get started. We have our bacon. Sophia, we need a knife and a cutting board.
I'll do it.
We're going to chop that up. Jeremiah, grab that, please. I want to thank Ed and Donna for giving me this really nice maple sugar. This stuff is so awesome. This is right from his maple tree.
What am I getting?
This is right from his maple tree in Maine. This is so awesome. Out,
Please,
everybody
just
out.
one.
Do you
Just
see this?
one.
I need more.
Just one.
No, out. This is terrible. All right, Jeremiah, get her a little bowl to put this chopped bacon in. Stop eating bacon. Everybody's eating. You would think I don't feed them. What'd you have for breakfast?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Ham and eggs and tomatoes and potatoes. What else?
We didn't have potatoes.
What'd you have? Ham and eggs and tomato, right?
I didn't eat the tomato.
Okay, you didn't eat the tomato. I saw you eat the tomato.
I didn't eat the
She
tomato.
leaves like the egg white on the plate. She's like poached eggs, but she doesn't really like the egg white. So she eats it. You must be like mommy with the yolks. You like the yolks. Easy with the knife. I see you going fast now. All right, we have some other toppings for our apple pie. We're gonna make an apple cider glaze. Now we're just using our apple cider. Oh, actually, I'll use one of these. We're gonna, no, I'll change my mind. I'm gonna use a bowl. We're gonna use apple cider and just some of our powdered sugar. We have just regular powdered sugar. Obviously, it's gluten-free. We don't use anything but. We're gonna just dump that in for now. We have that apple cider. We have a little bit left over. We're just gonna stir it up, and we're gonna make a little bit of an apple cider glaze. What are you guys doing? Stop eating the bacon.
She ate a scrap. That was too small to put in here.
Stop eating the bacon. We need some more powdered sugar. Now, if you don't sift it, like you're watching over here, these two eating bacon all the time. If you don't sift your powdered sugar, it's gonna be
I
clumpy.
can't stand bacon.
If you don't tame your children, they're gonna eat all the bacon.
Can't help it. Bacon's just really good for you.
No, it's delicious with figs. And I just love bacon.
You love bacon.
No, that's big enough. That's big enough.
All right, so we want to know what kind of pies you're making for this fall season. Are you making pumpkin already? Or are you sticking with the apple? Have you done a seasonal like figs and peaches or something like that? We want to know, so chime in and let us know right on live stream. You can comment, let us know what kind of pies you're making. And if you guys have any questions, now would definitely be the time to do it before we start eating. And then I don't want to talk with food in my mouth because it's bad enough already. I start talking with food in my mouth. Jeremiah, go get that apple pie out, honey. He can't even move. He can't move. He's eating bacon. What is this all about? I need Stockton Applegate Farms bacon, please. Somebody call me because I need Stockton Applegate. All right, so I need more powdered sugar. It takes a lot of powdered sugar and just a little bit of liquid, so remember that when you're doing it. We're going to just go in here, right in. If you don't want to sift it, you can just toss it right in, but I'm going to be good and sift. Sophia's done with this. Jeremiah, you going to take that apple pie out?
I already did.
Put it on the baking, on the cooling rack,
Okay.
and then you can bring it up here when we're ready. How's the crostata looking? You okay? I'm going to have to go check our crostata, because I think I changed the timer on here. Stop. You can also, on your apple pie, you can put wet walnuts if you like, which is one of my favorite things. But we ran out of them. I know you don't like them, but they're delicious. We ran out of them because we don't have any more syrup from Ed and Donna. So we need more syrup. All right, ready? Is it nice and golden brown? If it's not, we don't want it yet.
You come look.
Okay, I will. Alright, so our apple cider glaze is ready. I said no, okay? Clean up your stuff and then we're going to get ready to eat. So we have our apple cider glaze, we have our maple sugar, we have our bacon, which is not chopped like I asked you to chop it.
What do you mean? Okay,
I'll do it.
I'll chop it small.
You got to use a different knife, so get the other knife. We want little small crispy pieces of bacon on top of our apple cheddar pie. Jeremiah could have crisped it up a little bit more, but I won't yell at him today.
Because that's the way I cook.
He had a long
That's
week.
the way I like it.
Yeah, but crispy bacon on top of the apple pie is so delicious. I'm going to go check the crostata.
By the way, I cut up the piece that you were eating. Okay, I cut up the piece that you were eating.
How many minutes did you have left on that? You guys eating bacon? Yeah, look, they're laughing at me. Tell me who's eating bacon, her or him? Which one? Somebody chime in and tell me
I was
who's eating
staring
bacon.
at it.
And you were.
All right, so our apple pie is ready. We're about to eat. We know that we might go over a little bit today, but we want you to see the crostata. We can't have you leave
Sound like
without
bacon.
that. And we have our chocolate hazelnut little pies in the oven that are paleo friendly. We have our napkins that Sophia can divvy up when she's done with the bacon. She's too busy with the bacon. Open up, let me see. I smell bacon on our breath, you know what that means.
I eat bacon.
Alright, you're going to pass out the napkins and I'm going to take care of the bacon. What about this? This is crazy. Out, and now I have a knife. I have a knife. Alright, so if you've never had apple pie with cheddar cheese and bacon, you have to go try it out. The pie crust is really easy. Just remember you're using your gluten-free flour, butter, ice water, or the apple cider. Get rid of that, please. And we're so excited for this weekend on the
I get to have
27th.
them since we're eating.
Okay, hold on. On the 27th, we're going to be at Pour the Court. We're going to be making a really amazing apple cider zeppoli. You guys don't want to miss this. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we have a lot of exciting things in store for everybody that stops by to see us at the Philadelphia Naval Yard. So come on out to Pour the Court and see us. We're going to be there having a really fun show. Stop now. All right, we're ready for our apple pie. Stop touching. I'm not kidding. Pass out the forks or the spoons. All right, here's our apple pie. It's hot, 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 hot. Oh my goodness, look at this. We have our cute little apples on top. They're really cute. Even when they fold over like that, yes.
Mom, need another fork.
Okay, here, give them in. We have plenty. All right, so I'm going to make it a little bit difficult for you because we're going to eat it in front of you. So we hope you BYON because look at our nice apple pie. Look at that. I'm spilling juice, but it's okay. I have to show them. All right, so who's going to be plating first?
Me.
Me?
How about our guest?
Ladies first.
That's right, our guest. We have to plate our apple pie for our guest first because she came here just to see us today. Okay, stop. We want to make sure she gets a piece of our apple pie because sometimes it's gone before you know it. All right, we're going to cut her a nice piece. And then Jeremiah, you're going to find out what she would like on top. We have our coconut caramel syrup. Oh my goodness, it's hard to get it out. We also have our which one?
Coconut.
That's this right here. You want the coconut caramel syrup?
Yes,
All right,
yeah.
she wants the coconut caramel syrup. We're going to give her a little tiny bit. She's not having any bacon. But you see that steam coming out of that? Yummy, look at that. All right, we're going to give her a little bit. Jeremiah, make sure she's got a fork or a spoon. You can also add vanilla ice cream to this. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. Don't let us hold you back by what we've put out here, but use your own imagination and make it yours. All right, who's next?
Me.
Mime is next. Oh, ladies first, but you have to go to the guest ladies first. Jeremiah, get out of there. All right, I have one piece out. Sophia, what would you like on top?
Jeremiah took a piece. I get a piece.
Do you want bacon on top?
Yes.
Stop whining.
With bacon on
Mime,
top.
bacon on top. We're going to give Mime the bacon on top. Would you like any of the syrup on it? The maple sugar, it's just rock sugar. I'm going to give you some syrup, alright? This is our coconut caramel syrup. I think Mime's going to like it. Gluten-free grandma, if you don't feed her, she doesn't clean up. So she gets 2 pieces, everybody else gets 1. Alright, give that to her.
I'm next, please. Okay, so a lot of bacon on the side and
Alright.
sugar.
She wants bacon on the side.
A lot of bacon. A lot.
This is a delicious looking pie. I don't know if it's cooked all the way on the bottom. What do you say? Is it cooked all the way on the bottom? Okay, bacon on top for Sophia.
No, on the side too.
What else do you want?
On the side.
You want this?
On the side.
Do you want
No,
this?
I want that.
You want a piece of maple sugar. That's maple sugar right on top there.